It's time to go beyond Plus Ultra for Season 7 finale of Boku no Hero Academia.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say that this isn't a season finale. This is a fucking bullshit cliffhanger. Fuck you. Fuck you guys. This ain't
I am
fair. This
still
ain't fair. I wanted a conclusion to this.
I am still saying this, that I think it should have ended with like the halfway point, and they should have just like bumped everything back like half an episode to end on this.
I just don't know what you fill with the half episode then.
No, like because I was looking and last episode was like 6 chapters of coverage, 5 or 6. So they could have inserted like 1 or 2 from that, and like I don't know the pace of it since I don't read the manga, but maybe they could have just slid everything back. I don't know how, but yeah, I just feel like with this not just getting started, it's not as much of a cliffhanger as I would have liked.
I feel like either A, they should have like unless this fight was gonna last way too long, they should have finished the All Might fight, or they should have cut off with Toga's end, right? I don't know
Right.
how they fill out the final half episode. That's the problem. But like there should have been something there to like a cutoff point. Like even if it was just like a little bit of extra filler action scenes throughout, the season or whatever to just push it enough that they can make that a full episode to end on that end on that part.
Hold on a second. So this was episode 159. Uh, let's see here. One, two, three, four. You're right. Maybe if. How much was 157 then? Oh, so 157, the Dobby big final fight was 5 chapters long. So, if they could have done the 3 chapters an episode thing, that would have been filled out a little bit better.
I mean, here's the other part too that I'm thinking of now, right?
Hmm.
They were also giving us filler every time they were like, we're cutting back to this location with like the whole geographical map every time we cut from one fight to another, right?
I'm I'm
Like at the
not too
beginning of each
sure.
episode.
I'm not too sure if that was. Oh yeah, like the mini flashbacks earlier in the season.
That yep, that. Plus like
Okay.
the part where we're like going back and covering a portion of like Deku being back out over the open ocean again and re-establishing where he's at.
Yeah, because like I forget what episode that was, but like the first like 3 minutes were the same as the previous episode.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there is a way that you could have taken that time away from that part and was be able to like shorten enough of it into like condense it back down to 20 episodes rather than 21 and
Oh,
just skip out on the All Might fight completely for this season.
okay, okay, yeah, because like the way I was mathing it with 3 episodes, like I think I ended like somewhere around the end of the Toga fight. I, I,
Mhm.
I forget exactly where it was, but yeah. So we officially have 32 chapters left. And if they do 3 chapters in episode, that's going to leave us with 11 episodes for next season. I could see maybe them stretching it out to 12.
They could maybe add in like an additional epilogue or sections of it or whatever.
Stretch out some of the epilogue, maybe.
Oh my god, turns out Toga's alive! She somehow survived.
I was.
Twice never actually died, he just woke up from the rubble. Oh my god, Hawk's got his quirk back! I am curious how Rewind affects that, right? Clearly, Rewind was able to undo Mirio losing his quirk. But I'm curious if it would rewind All for One taking a quirk. Or if since it's no longer in the body anymore, it's gone permanently in that regard.
Yeah. So, we have a scene of all the Twice clones vanishing.
Oh
A-
no! Oh
and
look,
Hawk's falling over.
Hawk's got a little cut on his cheek, and then he passed out. Well, that was the last drop of blood that they needed to lose to knock me out. Yep. Alright, time to start rolling death saving throws.
Uh, Twice, you were a good guy in the end.
He was totally a good guy. It would have been interesting had they done something with that. And by that, I mean, like, I don't know, like, so here's what I'm curious about, right? Like, we do get to see this a little later, but, like, how completely does Toga become the person?
Yeah,
Like, do memories transfer? Does consciousness transfer similar to the ways that, like, One for All and All for One function, like, to a lesser degree? Like, I'd be curious.
mm-hmm.
They don't explore that. She's dead now. Spoilers for the next fucking 10 minutes, but she's dead. I don't know why you're here if you don't already know this.
Yeah,
uh,
but there is a very slim chance, I mean, like, razor thin chance, because I still think Dobby's alive.
I don't think Dobby's dead.
Right.
I think he is alive. I don't know if he'll ever get, like, better, quote unquote, but I don't think he's fully dead.
So because of that, I say there's a razor thin chance somehow Toga is alive.
I'm gonna give you all my blood, but I can live without that, apparently.
Yeah, I know she said that. If she shows up in the epilogue, I won't be shocked. If it's confirmed that she died, I'm like, oh, okay, understandable.
Also, isn't it fun that she's in a skin suit? Can't show her naked, but we can show her, like, everything but, you know, the nips and the slits and the stuffs.
Yes.
I do find it very strange that I can look at that and be like, yeah, there's a clear, like, dividing line, like she's got on some kind of, like, fucking nylon suit.
Although it was drawn that it was almost seamless with her skin tone.
Oh yeah, no, like, there's no seam there, but you can see a clear cutoff of where the color changes around the neck and the wrists.
Yeah.
And probably the ankles if we get a shot of that. I don't know if we did. But this is how we get away with it. Unless you're America, in which case, fuck you. You don't get that.
And as Ochiko is dying from blood loss, she's still managing to set everyone affected by her quirk down gently.
Well, let's also point out that Toga's not exactly in the best of shape either. The backlash of overusing a quirk that isn't hers is kicking in. Also, she lost one of her hair buns. It's so sad.
Yeah. I mean, like, now I'm just wondering, what would Toga look like with her hair completely down?
So my first thought, right, like, we get to see her, she quick grabs Ochiko's, like, blood from, like, her chest, from the wound she has,
Mm-hmm.
and turns into her, and I'm like, oh shit, is she gonna help her, like, bring down the people so that way the stress of doing that is off of her? No, that doesn't happen. I thought that was going to be part of it, but it was not.
And I think I said last week something.
You did, you get a point.
Woohoo! Blood transfusion points!
One, there's no way we could know that she could do this. Two, There's no way we could know that her fucking suit could do this. Or her gear or whatever. Absolutely no way we could know. We know it can siphon blood into a tank and vials. I had no idea it could do a fucking blood transfusion.
Well, my thought was if it could siphon blood, it
Well,
can
here's my
dispense
other
blood.
point. There was no guarantee they were going to get down where her fucking scarf was left. We had no idea that it was going to be there. There's no guarantees they would have been there. I don't know how they would have been there besides plot convenience. She doesn't keep it on her person.
Dude, this whole thing tends to be plot convenience sometimes.
I know, but this is one of those ones where I'm like, they were spread out among such just a vast area. How the fuck, especially when they're tumbling through the sky fighting, that they just happen to land next to that thing?
So the plot can happen.
This is one of those big problems where it's like, this is just a little bit too plot convenient for me. I'm sorry. There's no guarantee. Like, if you could have just had it on her, she could have just been carrying it.
But
It
that
would
would
have been
be
a
so
simple
heavy.
fix. It would have been a simple fix.
But that must weigh like 10 pounds. Come on, that's incredibly heavy for Toga.
No, the problem is that they would know who the real one was, which, A, I don't believe that, because there would be so many of them swarming that it would be hard to find the original anyway in that mess. But two, like, fucking 10 pounds, really? Who cares?
I'm just taking a stab in the dark. Maybe it's 20. I don't know how strong
She's a
Toga
frail,
actually is.
she is a schoolgirl who wears it around her neck and back constantly.
So then we have a very
Also,
emotional.
next, what other question? All
Yes.
right, I want to bring this up. So she breaks a piece off of that piece of equipment before she does the blood transfusion to make it a needle. They don't show where she got the thread. She just lifts the needle and it's already got thread attached to it. I'm like, where did you take that from? Are you using a thread from your scarf? Are you using a thread from her outfit? Where'd you get that?
Good question.
It's just suddenly there with no explanation.
Dude, you're killing like the emotional scene that comes next.
Well, that's what they watch the show for. I'm here to destroy that for them.
Mm,
Anyway, while this is going on, sad Toga is sad and slightly transforming back because of the backlash of not being able to hold it. Apparently, right, she can just have the same blood as the person she likes when she transforms, something we never could have known.
I could understand that being
I
a
can
thing.
understand it, but there's nothing to say that was possible before, right? We get a flashback of like clones of herself being used to like give herself more blood, but at the same time, right? That's still herself. That's her own quirk.
Hmm.
Actually, I think I even raised it up in there because wasn't it like Twice's clone or whatever that then turns into her or some shit? And I'm like, does the blood just turn to mud now when it dies? How does that work?
I honestly forget that scene.
It's been like 2 seasons. I can't remember, and like 2 years in that at that rate too.
Yeah, maybe more like 3 years. Mm,
Maybe at this point, yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they lie down together as Toga's like, "I'm gonna give you all my blood because you said I was a cute girl with a cute smile. All I wanted was someone to see me as a person," which was, yes, this is very sad. I get the feels and the emotions behind it. I just have a fucking problem with how the fuck you got to this point.
I feel that if people would have like respected Toga, she would have turned away from the villain side.
I'm more curious what would have happened had Deku stayed around when he was pulled in by Toga. Like, had he stuck there to basically at least get Toga under control, how would this have gone down differently?
I'm guessing Sadman's Parade wouldn't have happened.
Oh, I almost guarantee it wouldn't have happened. I feel like she would have been subdued long before that. Whether or not we got to this emotional ending, I'm not sure. Or if it would have been played out differently than this.
Yeah.
Anyway, and there
Uh,
goes
I'm kind of
Are
sad that Toga died.
I am sad too. I thought she would have been one of the few that would have survived and been fully redeemed like that, but no. Sadly, no.
Because there was that possibility for her to be redeemed.
It felt like it was gonna be there, and it was more tragedy in the end, which is just sad.
But
Which
that,
makes me wonder, like, if Deku had stuck around, would she have been fully saved?
and that's why I'm saying if the razor thin line of her surviving comes about,
I'm very curious how that would happen given our situation right now. Like, one, there's no fucking first aid anywhere at the moment.
yeah, I know. Disappointment. Disappointment all around. And then action!
Yes, and then the other half of our episode, where we get to see where my points come from with good old Mecha Might and his fucking Batman Bane suit.
I believe the technical name for it is Armored All Might.
It is, in fact, Armored All Might. I really like this bat suit. It looks really fucking sick. It's really sad that it doesn't last long.
And I just love the Bravo's reaction of, oh shit, I gotta stream this!
Literally, there's references out the ass on this, too.
Since each ability the suit has is named after one of the student's quirks.
He has taken inspiration from his students' quirks to create, or at least to have someone create, versions of them as support items.
I believe the young woman he was referencing was from one of the movies.
I think it was actually oh, what, I'm completely blanking on her
Melissa.
name. The New Order girl. What was her name? Star on Stripe. I want to say it was her
No.
younger sister, wasn't it?
No. I believe when I was reading about one of the movies, that was Melissa from the second movie.
Hold on, let me see here. You are correct. Her last name is Shield. So yeah, this is from one of the movies. I would have guessed that she was part of. I would have guessed that she was the other character's little sister that was saved in the car crash from All Night. I was guessing that was where that was going, but no, didn't watch the movie. Wouldn't know who that is. Great,
Uh,
good job, series, for fucking us over like that. Those of us who don't watch everything.
oh, she did in a flashback in one of the filler episodes.
Oh, fun, cool.
One of the
So
very
something that
few
nobody,
filler episodes
the one thing nobody's gonna ever remember, the one random filler episode
from the third season.
that no one's ever gonna remember. Great, cool, fun. Oh yeah. Also, when Labrava talks about doing a stream, right? I love the one guy in the background. I don't know if this is just the subs I was watching or if this is like the official part of it. But the fact where the one of them says, where it goes like, "Hey, don't put everything on the internet," and the other guy goes, "And don't say it like you're about to bankai." I'm like, "Oh, Bleach, okay,
That may have been your subs. I did not
okay,
remember anything about Bankai.
okay, all right, yeah, my subs." That is fucking hysterical, though. But yeah, I think it's Takasuchi, I think that's how it's pronounced, is basically like, shut it down. We don't want the world to see a fallen hero just destroyed. And then All Might's not like, nah, fuck this. Just go push right past it.
And he uses, I forget his opening attack, but he uses
Red
Hercules.
Riot. He uses Hercules as the car. He's
Mhm.
got he's got a fucking night, what is it, Night Arrow? What was the one with the talking car?
Oh,
That had Hasselhoff in it. I completely blank on the name.
uh,
It was like Night something.
Knight Rider.
That's it. Yeah, we got a Knight Rider car that's also his support item, giving him backup materials.
And then he uses Black Whip and Charge Bolt to send like these metal spikes through Young One for All and electrocute him.
Yeah, combining Black Whip from Deku and the Charge Bolt from Kaminari, and just
And
fry him and keep him
that's
from regenerating.
and All for One isn't too happy for this, and
Oh, he's very mad.
he uses a long combination of quirks into like some huge ass beam that knocks Armored All Might through a bunch of buildings, but he's like, huh, that attack was messy.
Oh, he also we forgot before that happens. He also gets Sugarman's like fucking big ass muscly kicks and uses it for shoot style.
Yes, yes.
And after throwing a bunch of fucking punches, then we get the big old blast that destroys the armor pretty solidly.
No, but what was his line like? I can't believe I'm a 50 something beating up a young child.
Yeah, because he's realizing that egging him on is making him sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also getting readouts like we're watching Iron Man here of just like your fucking body's getting destroyed here. Your collarbone smashed, your wrist is broken. And he's like, just set it to max move assist. Like we're getting fucking with that, I feel like we're getting berserk armor going on here.
Oh.
Where the armor is like forcing him to keep fighting. The only difference is that All Might is willingly letting this happen and not being forced into it.
And I
Also, we
did
get
like the fact that his cape was Dark Shadow.
yeah, right. But then yeah, we get like a pinky syringe of acid that gets injected into All for One. Which honestly, I'm surprised he didn't get more of that. I'm surprised he just didn't have a bunch of that just charged up to keep hitting him with it.
And then we have a little bit of a flashback about
All
his
Might becoming
origins.
All Might becoming All Might, of inheriting All for One and like becoming
The symbol
be-
of peace.
bringing forward that proposition to Nana Shimura of like, this is what I want to be. I don't care if I'm quirkless. I have nothing else to do. Someone needs to stand up for these people that can't stand up for themselves.
The city may be
Also,
destroyed, but I will make people happy.
did your subs tell you what the train station was?
If it did, I did not take notice of it.
Because this was the one where I'm like, oh, there's more shit in here. Because according to my subs, we get a shot like right after that of like the station they're at, like nearby. It's called Tatooine Station.
Oh, yes! Yeah, I'm just like, wait, Star Wars?
Yeah, right? That's why I thought the Bankai was legit, because I'm like, oh, it's in both. Okay, we're just throwing out all the references. Anyway, All Might gets tossed across to like the first area where he meets Deku, essentially. Like a building on the roof of a building that's got like the fencing around it and all that. And he just flashes back to like remembering Deku asking him whether or not a quirkless person can also be a hero. And then he gets up and we get to see more monstrosity as he keeps getting more additional pieces from the car. Also, the realization that like I'm surprised that this didn't come across from Hawks earlier of like the rewind speeding up the more damage he takes.
Yes, yes, hold on. I did go back. Yes, the Bankai line is in mine.
Ah, it is there. Yeah, no, I was very surprised because I'm like, I kind of assumed that was being broadcast like through whatever speaker Hawks had to like the headquarters, that like damaging him makes rewind faster. But apparently not, or at least not to All Might.
Oh, and I think we forgot the other Librava scene where.
She's doing Pumpcat again?
No, where All Might was doing better than everybody else thought, and she's like, "So should I still shut off the stream?"
Should I still cut this? But yeah, we get to see him call in a bunch of other quirks or other pseudo quirks as he laughs like a maniac.
Yeah. And it seems that All for One is now like 12.
He's pulled thrusters from Uravity. He's pulled more thrusters from Ingenium. And now he's just some fucking monstrosity.
And elsewhere.
Did he pull up? I'm curious what he's gonna do to be the Froppy's quirk.
And it seems that although All for One is getting closer to Shigaraki, All Might is slowly taking him off course.
He is. The anger that is seeping into All for One from Shigaraki's connection is making him think less clearly. It's also why he hasn't noticed that he's gotten younger again. Also, through One for All, Deku has now realized that All Might is also fighting.
Mm-hmm. Hey, kid, let's end this together. And then it cuts.
Yeah, that's our ending, boys. We get a slight little after credit scene, but it's kind of nothing. It's just the crumpled up All Might trading card from Bakugo at the end.
So what does that mean?
Bakugo's gonna come back, man. He's gonna be brand new. I'm still hanging my hat on that.
That Bakugo's not dead?
Bakugo is not dead.
Okay.
Also, I want my points for the mecha suit. I want my points for that. I called that.
I will give you 5 points. How much do I get for blood transfusion?
I mean, considering that was like within an episode, I would say 1. The mecha suit has been building for like 3 episodes.
Oh.
Also, it wasn't that crazy.
Okay.
It's annoying because it's out of nowhere with no real like backup to make it make sense, but still.
I mean, like, Horikoshi wanted Uraraka to survive. He didn't quite know how, so
He could have
like,
just not had her be stabbed.
So he's like, oh, blood transfusion.
He could have just not had her be stabbed. Or that it wasn't a vital hit.
She needed to get stabbed, though.
For what reason?
Plot.
So to force Toga to die.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not Horikoshi.
That's what you're leading me to. That's the only possible thing based on what we saw. She had to be stabbed so Toga would sacrifice herself.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Pitch Meeting. If anybody knows that reference. So, I would say this is a good season.
Other than our griping about where it ends.
I think my favorite part this season was being right about Toru.
What, that she's still a useless character that hasn't done anything yet?
That she wasn't the traitor, and you were so mad.
Still a useless character that didn't do... It's missed potential is what it is. Also, she flashed everyone. Never forget this. Toru flashed everyone, and I don't think she even realized it.
I think...
You know what they should have done? She should have had a suit made out of her own hair. That might have actually been able to work then with her quirk.
Oh. Okay, so... Oh. Huh. But her hair would still be invisible.
But that's my point. Like, could she, like, connect with the hair in some way to turn it on and off?
I don't know.
Like, you could argue they could have synthesized something with that.
Huh.
Would it mean that she's not running around naked in front of everyone all the time? She wouldn't be an exhibitionist then.
Toru is still adorable.
Still the worst character that's done nothing. Fucking Kyokujiro, she's over there fighting fucking All for One. What's Toru doing? Sitting down crying in a corner. Because she can't do shit.
That you know of. She could be in the background.
Doing nothing.
She could be the one to deal the final blow to Dabi.
Yeah, all right, sure. Because all the fire around wouldn't reveal her with a shadow.
Right. Or, or maybe she was there the whole time, bringing down Dabi, Shigaraki, all for one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You're probably right.
Still the worst character.
Or the best character.
Definitely the worst.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, if you enjoyed this season, um, come back in 6 to 12 months when we review the final season. Uh,
Remember us when the next season comes back, please.
okay. Since it will be a one core series with 11 or 12 episodes, are you expecting a spring release or fall release for the final
I
season?
I don't try to guess these things. It releases when it releases.
Yeah, but I did hear that season 8 has been announced for 2025.
Cool.
Whether that means spring or fall, I don't know yet.
If I was gonna be betting, I'd say fall, but hey, that's me.
hmm
More time to make the animations pretty is better.
Yeah. But, yes, hope you enjoyed this 21 episodes with us. And please like, comment, subscribe, all that shit.
Then we can be in your ears every day,
Anything,
forever and ever.
anything else, dude?
Nope. That's it. Jiro, best girl. That's all.
Toru, best girl.
Give me my punk rock girl. A little bit of rewind, she'll have her ear back.
All right, catch everybody next season.
Bye.